In life, sometimes we need to make difficult decisions. And one of the decisions that I made was to quit IT. If you are someone out there that had a decision to make that's very similar, please leave a comment down below and let me know how you handled it and how you felt after you decided to quit the career you hated so much. So in this video, I'm gonna discuss the reasons why I quit. And I'm gonna give you behind the scenes to what it really is to be an IT employee and how difficult it could be. So I really hate it when they say you don't need a degree, because you really do. There have been managers that I had that did not have degrees. And let me tell you something, they are very difficult to work with. I don't blame them because they don't have the skills to be a manager. All they know was to perform a specific task. So the people skills was not there. So you dealt with a lot of incompetent managers, and that was really frustrating. And when you look around and the people who get paid the most and the position you want to be in are the ones that have degrees. And I noticed quickly, the people who had degrees had a technical background, but that's not all they did. They had managerial background as well. And they got big, high positions. And those are the positions I always aimed for. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't tell you this, is having a certificate will keep you in place. Also, it's very difficult to land a job with a big company, especially if you have only a certificate. You see, what I did was, as soon as I got my certificates and I had all the skills necessary for the job, I moved out to Atlanta and I started working for IBM. But the reason why I went to Atlanta wasn't just to be a contractor. No, I wanted to work for IBM. And I tried so hard to get to that point. Listen, I moved up so high that I was actually working with IBM employees. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get in, right? Wasn't the case. After a while, they pretty much just let me go. And that was the worst feeling I ever had because I was so close. I was better than most of the people on my team that were employees. They even vouched for me. But unfortunately, since I was a contractor and things got slow, I was the first one to get let go. And they didn't even call me back. To this day, they never called me and said, hey, listen, we put all this training into you. We want you back. No, they didn't care and they let me go. But as soon as they let me go, what I decided to do was I moved down to Florida. And in Florida, I got a job with Disney. I thought it was Disney. It was another contract job. And this is what sucks about contract jobs. I was actually working for a contractor that was contracted for Disney. Extremely frustrating. But nevertheless, I'm a hard worker. So what I did was I kept my eyes on the prize, which was working for Disney. I got moved up. I became a manager. I was making all this great money, great opportunities. But once again, trying to get into Disney was the same obstacle. You needed number one, a degree. A certificate wouldn't get you that far. Most people there had a degree and they weren't that great in their job. But I'm thinking, hey, I could muscle my way in because I was told you don't need a degree. But I quickly learned you do. And I worked at Disney, and right when I was getting ready to possibly get a job at Disney, I had a bad situation. This goes back to what I was saying, that having a certificate sucks, especially when you have managers that have certificates and no degrees. A manager of mine, for some reason, was giving me all these issues. He's calling me a liar. He's being rude to other employees. It was a bad experience. And I'm the type of person that I could keep, I could stay calm and composed for a certain amount of time. But those people who usually stay quiet, when they blow up, oh, they really blow up. And unfortunately, I was the one that blew up. He called me a liar when I wasn't lying, and he kept on saying, well, I know you lied, you lied. Long story short, I said, F it. I got up and I quit. Did they care? Was there HR department? No. There's nobody there for you to help you. And that was extremely frustrating. I mean, I called HR, told them the whole story. Didn't matter. They didn't really care. Because why? All they care about is the client. They don't really care about me. So I was gone. So there you have it. I was trying to get into IBM and I was trying to get into Disney. And that's when I quickly realized this is not working. Also, the big reason why I had to leave as well was this. The job stability was extremely difficult. Think about it. The people you have right now in your building who are in IT, you might love them. They go there, they fix your computer, everything is great. But then you don't recognize that most of these guys, number one, are contractors. And when it comes to layoffs, they're usually the first one to go. Doesn't make sense. You would think that technology would need to be up to date. And when there's technical difficulties, you would think that they would need to get everything up and running right away because the company will lose so much money. They do not care. You will be the first one to go. And I've seen it firsthand in plenty of situations. That is what scared me the most. Why would I want to work for a company that's willing to lay me off as soon as things get slow? I wasn't down for that, and I noticed it right away. You hear the most as well, especially if you're a contractor, is this. It's always being talks of contract renewals. Every time you hear a contract renewal, you are petrified because you're thinking if it doesn't get renewed, off to the streets you go. I witnessed this firsthand plenty of times, at least 10 times, because a lot of these companies don't renew their contracts for 5-6 years. Some of them do it within a year or two. And every time that time came around, it brought extra stress. Another reason why I quit was this as well. They have limited movement. Think of the hierarchy when it comes into IT. You pretty much come in doing one job, and that's the only job you're gonna do. And the only thing you might do is just become a manager, which is manage the people that ready the job that you did. That's it. There really is not much movement. You can't transfer to the department to do what? You're gonna do the same thing. So the fact is, you would be doing IT for your entire life, and how you're gonna learn and grow. Now I get it. There's certificates out there you can learn, you can become better at it, but where are you gonna go? You're gonna go from doing what? Like, fixing computers, being a technician, to just coding? Yeah, that's great, but that's not difficult, because if someone has a degree in IT and is specialized in coding, you can't just jump into that department and then just learn it. You really have to be someone that does coding. That's the only way you could transfer. And that's the difference. If you get like a finance or say accounting degree, you can jump to multiple departments of finance. You're not labeling yourself strictly in one department. You can jump all over the place. And that's the beauty of having a degree that's more marketable. And I recognize that quickly. And that's why I quit IT. And the big reason why I decided to leave IT as well was this. People treat you like trash. Seriously, for some particular reason, you could work in the same company with these people, and some of these coworkers, they don't see you as an equal. They see you as less. It doesn't matter if you make more than them. For some reason, I don't know why, they treat you as less. I understand some people are scared because, hey, IT, they're tracking the things you do, they report you, all these audits. I get it, I understand it. But for some reason, they don't treat you as an equal. There's times, plenty of times throughout my career, that I've seen emails going out basically telling employees, you need to treat us with the same respect you treat your other coworkers because we're equal. That didn't work. It continued to be a problem. For some reason, I don't know why, but it just always was a problem. And it sucked. People see you walking down the hallway, they think someone's in trouble. Like, oh, he's about to go take someone's computer because they're gonna get fired. It's not like that. We're just there to fix your equipment. Stop being worried. But for some reason, they don't like you. And if people don't like you, you don't feel appreciated. So why you want to be somewhere where everyone's so uptight? It's not a position I wanted to be in. And that was the reason why I quit IT. So there's so many videos out there, people saying why they quit their jobs and stuff like that. I understand. This is one of plenty. But all I wanted to do was say this. I just want you to understand that really a degree is very, very important, especially if you're trying to choose a career that you just know you don't want to be put in a box. And whenever someone tells you, and you need to remember this, that getting a job without a degree is great, your ceiling is not going to be that high. It's going to be pretty low. But I would warn you on this as well. You will get paid a lot, and that's great. But I'm not that type of person. I love money, but I also love learning and growing and expanding and trying different areas where, hey, I could possibly excel in. And IT just wasn't the thing for me. It's just too chaotic. It's too messy. It's so many people come in and out. It's a mess. And that's something I did not want to deal with. So hopefully this video gives you some ideas and some pointers when you're choosing a career. Make sure you choose a degree that matches it. Do not go for the thing that seems very simple and very easy and a quick way to make cash. I don't want you to make the same mistake that I made.